Timing is everything, launching at the right moment. Sun Tzu wrote, "He will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight." These words, though written over 2,500 years ago, contain one of the deepest truths about strategy. Timing is not simply a matter of luck. It is the art of choosing the precise moment to act and the wisdom of knowing when to wait. In warfare, striking too early can mean disaster, while waiting too long can mean opportunity lost. In business, the same principle applies. Launching a product before the market is ready can drain resources and destroy momentum. But waiting too long can allow competitors to dominate the space. Today, we will explore how Sun Tzu's philosophy of timing applies to modern business. We'll study the dangers of rushing, the risks of hesitation, and the strategies that allow you to seize the perfect moment. The nature of timing. Timing is not about moving faster than everyone else. It is about moving at the right time, in harmony with conditions. Sun Tzu wrote, "Do not repeat the tactics which have gained you one victory, but let your methods be regulated by the infinite variety of circumstances." In business, this means no single formula works forever. The right timing depends on technology, consumer demand, competitive pressure, and your own readiness. Think of the dot-com boom of the late 1990s. Many companies rushed into online businesses when the world wasn't ready. They burned through capital, collapsed, and disappeared. But companies like Amazon and eBay timed their growth carefully. They entered early enough to ride the wave, but paced themselves to survive the crash and thrive afterward. Timing is not about speed. It is about alignment, moving when conditions favor success. The danger of acting too soon. In war, striking before your army is prepared leads to defeat. In business, launching too early is often fatal. One example is Google Glass. The product was visionary, offering augmented reality features years ahead of its time. But the market was not ready. Consumers saw it as strange, intrusive, and impractical. Privacy concerns and social backlash doomed it before it had a chance to mature. Similarly, Segway promised to revolutionize personal transportation, but the timing was wrong. Cities weren't designed for it. Regulations weren't supportive, and customers weren't eager to pay thousands of dollars for a device that had limited usefulness. The lesson is clear. Even great ideas can fail if they arrive before conditions are right. As Sun Tzu might say, you must first prepare the ground before marching forward. The danger of acting too late. If acting too soon is dangerous, waiting too long can be equally fatal. Consider Kodak. The company actually invented digital photography in the 1970s, but it feared cannibalizing its film business, so it delayed pursuing the technology. By the time Kodak acted, competitors like Sony and Canon had already seized the market. Kodak knew the technology, but failed in timing. Another example is BlackBerry. Once the dominant smartphone maker, BlackBerry hesitated to embrace touch screens and app ecosystems. Apple and Google moved decisively, capturing the market before BlackBerry could adapt. Hesitation proved fatal. Sun Tzu's warning applies. Opportunities multiply as they are seized. Hesitation allows others to seize the initiative, leaving you permanently on the defensive. Recognizing the moment. How do you know when the time is right? Sun Tzu advised, "He will win who knows how to handle both superior and inferior forces." In business, this means evaluating not only your readiness, but also the readiness of the market. There are 3 conditions to look for. 1. Internal readiness. Do you have the resources, talent, and infrastructure to support the move? A startup might have a brilliant idea, but if the team or capital is not ready, the launch will falter. 2. Market readiness. Is there real demand? Are customers aware of the problem you solve? Streaming services existed before Netflix, but Netflix timed its push when broadband internet became widespread, ensuring adoption. 3. Competitive landscape. Are rivals distracted, unprepared, or vulnerable? Apple entered smartphones when incumbents were slow-moving and fragmented, creating the perfect storm for the iPhone. When all three conditions align, internal readiness, market readiness, and competitive vulnerability, the time to act is now. Timing in product launches. Sun Tzu emphasized momentum. In war, the victorious strategist only enters battle after the victory has been won. In business, this means testing, preparing, and ensuring the odds are in your favor before you launch. Consider how Apple launches products. It rarely invents entirely new categories first. Instead, it waits for the right moment, then perfects execution. Apple wasn't the first to make an MP3 player, smartphone, or tablet, but it entered when the technology was mature enough, consumer demand was strong, and competitors had not fully captured the market. The result? Dominance. Contrast this with Microsoft's Zune, which entered the music player market late, without clear differentiation. Poor timing and lack of momentum doomed it. The lesson? Prepare until victory is nearly certain, then strike decisively. Timing in scaling. Timing doesn't only apply to product launches, it also applies to scaling. Expanding too quickly can destroy a company. WeWork attempted massive global growth before proving its core model sustainable. The result was a collapse in valuation and credibility. On the other hand, scaling too slowly can let rivals dominate. Facebook scaled aggressively once it found product-market fit, moving from universities to the global stage in just a few years. That speed prevented competitors from catching up. Sun Tzu's wisdom applies: scale only when the foundation is strong, but act swiftly when the path is clear. The role of patience. Sun Tzu valued patience as much as action. The skillful fighter puts himself into a position which makes defeat impossible and doesn't miss the moment for defeating the enemy. In business, patience means waiting until conditions favor you, but preparing relentlessly during the wait. Amazon spent years running at thin profits, investing in infrastructure, data, and logistics. When the market shifted toward e-commerce dominance, Amazon was ready to seize it. Patience is not passivity. It is active preparation, positioning yourself so that when the right moment comes, you can strike with overwhelming force. Using time as a weapon. Timing is not just about reacting. It can also be used offensively. Sun Tzu taught that the wise general manipulates time to wear down the enemy. In business, this might mean forcing competitors into battles they cannot sustain. For example, Tesla used pre-orders for new models to generate buzz, lock in demand, and pressure rivals to respond prematurely. Competitors rushed into electric vehicles before they were fully prepared, while Tesla bought time to refine its technology. Another tactic is delaying competitors' progress. Large companies often acquire startups not just for their products, but to slow competitors from gaining access to new technologies. By controlling the pace, they dictate the battlefield. Time itself can be a weapon if you learn to control it. the rhythm of business cycles. Timing also means recognizing cycles, economic booms, recessions, and industry shifts. During recessions, companies that conserve resources and invest strategically often emerge stronger. Warren Buffett famously says, "Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful." This is pure Sun Tzu. Wait when others rush, act when others retreat. During booms, by contrast, restraint can be the winning move. Companies that overexpand in good times often collapse when the cycle turns. The wise leader adapts rhythmically, aligning actions with the cycle rather than resisting it. Case study: Netflix. Netflix illustrates perfect timing. In the early 2000s, it built a DVD rental by mail business, while internet speeds were still too slow for streaming. But it prepared for the future. By the late 2000s, when broadband became common, Netflix shifted aggressively into streaming. Netflix's timing was impeccable. It waited until the infrastructure existed, then moved before competitors could react. Today, it is a global entertainment powerhouse because it mastered timing. Case study: Apple's iPhone. The iPhone launched in 2007, but Apple had been preparing for years. Touchscreens existed, smartphones existed, and mobile internet existed. But the timing wasn't right until the technology, networks, and consumer appetite aligned. Apple didn't invent the smartphone. It perfected it at the perfect moment. Competitors like Nokia and BlackBerry hesitated, missing their window. Timing determined their fate. Practical takeaways for leaders. So, how can you apply Sun Tzu's wisdom on timing in your business or career? 1. Test readiness before launch. Do not rush. Ensure your resources, team, and infrastructure can handle success before acting. 2. Study market conditions. Watch for signals, customer demand, technology maturity, regulatory shifts. Move only when the ground is prepared. 3. Observe competitors' weaknesses. Strike when rivals are distracted or overconfident. Timing is about seizing their vulnerability. 4. Avoid paralysis. Don't wait forever. Hesitation is as dangerous as rushing. Use data and intuition to decide. 5. Control the pace. Use time strategically. Speed up when it benefits you. Slow down when it exhausts competitors. 6. Play the long game. Think in decades, not quarters. Be patient, prepare, and strike when the time is right. Sun Tzu's wisdom reminds us that strategy is not about constant action. It is about the art of waiting, the courage to strike, and the intelligence to know the difference. In your own journey, whether launching a product, scaling a company, or making a career move, remember, the wrong move at the wrong time can undo years of work. But the right move, made at the right moment, can change everything. As Sun Tzu said, "He who knows when he can fight and when he cannot will be victorious." Victory in business and in life belongs to those who master the clock as well as the battlefield. In the next episode, I'll reveal another secret of Sun Tzu's philosophy. Please subscribe to get more useful advices from this channel.